Don't get carried away. I've never seen Bobby Heenan so delighted. What is this?
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
You're looking live at a sold-out arena ready to kick things off tonight. Scores will be settled, bodies will be broken, and dominance will be established. And it all starts right now.
Let me just explain for all you genetic defects out here living downstream of the nuclear plants. Jim Cornette has done everything in his career. I've done everything in professional wrestling. I've traveled coast to coast, border to border. I've managed.
What could this be about? Can't wait for this one. Let's see what he has to say.
Speak to me, warrior! As I thought about what I was going to say this evening, it's been hard for me.
Definitely a fan
to
favorite.
find the words.
There you go. There's the warrior.
Well then, you shut up, warrior, and let me do the talking.
Definitely a fan favorite.
No WWE talent becomes a legend in the ring. Every man's heart one day beats its final beat. His lungs breathe their final breath. And if what that man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the body of others, it makes them bleed deeper in something that's larger than life, then his essence, his spirit will be immortalized by the storytellers, by the loyalty, by the memory of those who honor him and make the running the man did live forever. You are the legend makers of Ultimate Warrior.
Move along with our program.
Experience the deafening thunder that is Vader. The dementia that is the deranged mankind. The haunting mystery that is the Undertaker. And the unrelenting rage that is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Experience WWF The Music, Volume 2. There are 15 of your favorite WWF original jams in all. To order, call 815-734-1161 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen. This album is available in stores, but why delay? Get yours now. WWF The Music.
Boy, this guy really give you the willies, won't he? Yes, he will.
The following contest is a tables match and is for the Intercontinental Championship.
My guest this week is none other than the sensational one, Miss Sherry!
All right.
I think he's cute. He's so sexy. He's got the look. This rides the girls wild. Got the moves that really move me. He sends chills up and down his spine. Just my sexy boy. He's not your boy toy. He's just my sexy boy. He's not your boy toy. He makes me hot. He makes me shiver. My neck is weak. When he comes around, I see him walk. I hear him talk. He makes me feel like I'm on cloud nine. He's just my sexy boy. He's not your boy toy. He's just my sexy boy. Gods would envy. I am in love with a
This
man
place just got cool.
that has the most wonderful wrestling ability that any one person
Kinda fit me, McMahon.
to possess.
Now look at this.
I am in love with a man that even has an animal magnetism that makes my blood run hot. I am in love with Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels!
Yes, Shawn Michaels. Now that
Remember his
he and
incredible
Marty
ladder match
Jannetty
at WrestleMania
are
10
no
against Shawn
longer
Michaels?
a team
Who can forget
or
that?
an
It was a
item.
defining moment in WWE. We knew it
Shawn
wouldn't make it to the ring.
has never needed Marty Jannetty. Never, ever Jannetty. And now that he's gotten rid of his scant feet, he has all the time in the world to accept the love and everything that I have to give him.
Oh, Miss Sherry, what about the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase?
My teddy bear is a wonderful, giving, and very loving man. My teddy bear
Vicious.
has left the door wide open for me to return at any time to his side. And my teddy bear has given me gifts that any woman
it
in the
all
world
on the
would
line.
dream of having. My teddy bear only once
misses the dive.
And unfortunately for him, there was no water
And
in the
my
pool.
teddy bear knows that what makes me happy
Calendar starting to
is
falter.
giving and
This could be the
sharing
start of an ugly
all
downward
of my
spiral if he's not careful.
with
I wouldn't call for the medics just yet, Cole. He still appears to be in pretty good shape.
My
I know he's
goodness, can you
somewhat old
imagine?
still, but this could be a pivotal
Sherry,
point in this
some
match.
guys have all
Let's see how he
don't they,
reacts here.
McMahon? And love.
Big splash. I know anything is possible, but I just can't envision a new champ being crowned here tonight. The champ just comes into tonight with too much momentum.
He's too quick for him there.
Oh my God.
Shawn Michaels gets the win.
I think he's cute. He's so sexy. He's got the look. This rides the girls wild. Got the moves that
from Rob from Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. And he told me how to pronounce Tamaqua, but I know that because I've been to Tamaqua.
Team action is underway.
But anyway, he wrote a letter, and it mentions
right now is so
the Anabolic Warrior, as he used to be named back in the 80s Wrestling Observers. Dear Jim, I love hearing your tremendous mastery of all things that is classic pro wrestling. Your knowledge has enlightened the masses and gives hope that sports-based professional wrestling can still once again be a part of the fabric of Americana. It has even soothed my depression as several of the local prostitutes have left town and I am lonelier than usual. I'm sending you these paper towels, and actually inside the box with this letter were included 2 rolls of Bounty pick-a-size paper towels, so I thank you, Rob. I'm sending you these paper towels in hopes you'll read my question on air. Well, you see that it worked. And for the great knowledge you have given all of us. Your co-host, however, leaves much to be desired. He tries to be witty and often fails miserably. The very fact that his own podcasts usually run an average of 11 hours, 23 minutes, and 4 seconds proves his own unusual narcissism. I've repeatedly sent several pertinent, with a capital P, pertinent questions for you to answer, only to have them dismissed by Brian Loss.
At this point, it's all
to make matters worse, my questions have been replaced by those from Charlie of Ballsack, Mississippi.
Aren't looking good for him right now.
I have wanted to know for some time what you think of the following. Vince McMahon offered the Ultimate Warrior a contract in 1997, which is attached. What do you make of such an anomaly? I don't actually think that that's the right use of the word anomaly, but we're going to go with it. But he actually, and this gave me a fucking weird pop for a second, like I was getting some kind of goddamn deep throat communication. There is a carbon copy, as they used to say, a photocopy.
This is not the time to be a hero.
Of the actual contract.
Keep this match from slipping away. He needs to get his partner in there and take a break.
The Ultimate Warrior, Jim Hellwig, in December of '97 to try to get him to come back. He didn't. And then I realized this was in a lawsuit. So that's how he got it. But the point is, I have some of this stationery here in my files. It's on WWF stationery to Mr. Jim Hellwig, dated December 17, 1997. Right after Montreal, right? 6 weeks after Montreal. To Mr. Jim Hellwig at Ultimate Creations on North Scottsdale Road in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Dear Jim, I am prepared to offer you the following. Term, 5 years. Minimum guaranteed. It says guaranteed, not guaranteed. Guaranteed. They were still typing these on actual typewriters back in those days. Compensation $750,000 plus royalties. Royalty rate. Royalties to be paid on a 35% basis. Everyone else is paid on 25%. That's not a parentheses for me. That's actually written here. Working days, 14 per month for everything. And the comment, Jim, this deal is far more lucrative to you than our last agreement of 1996 and obviously far more long-term. I look forward to building the resurgence of the Ultimate Warrior again. Sincerely, Vince. Do you remember, since you're a fucking savant, what lawsuit that this was a part of, which time that Hellwig sued him, or how this came out? I've seen it before now that I've looked at it.
Things are about to get even worse.
I could be wrong, but I think it may have been the lawsuit that came out of the release of the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD.
Oh, that's right, because then Warrior's side was trying to prove that, well, if he sucked so bad, as all of you said, then why did Vince offer him this deal? And the question that I cannot answer, for the first time in the history of the drive-thru, I've been asked a question I can't answer. I don't know why that Vince McMahon would have offered that piece of shit that much money to come back and make his life miserable again.
It's obvious that
it is a conundrum, an enigma, a mystery.
He was afraid he was going to go to WCW, which is what he did.
My God, that would have been like when fucking Bill Watts told Grizzly Smith, no, keep booking the opposition. I'll pay you some extra money to stay there because you're a rotten booker. And that's what happened. He went to WCW, made their life miserable, sacked them for some money, and sucked. you see how frustrating it is to be in Vince McMahon's orbit, because when all is well, he can be, as we've mentioned many times before, such a charming billionaire and fun to be in the presence of in some instances, but can also be fucking crazy. And for the same that he looks at people that obviously have talent and obviously you would want as part of your company, and he doesn't give a shit. He fixates on guys like this, and I know because he made this, but this was his. I think even more than Hogan.
Oh, look at this.
This was his idea of what a wrestler should look like, and he gave the country and the world mass hysteria or perpetrated mass hypnosis or whatever for like that fucking, what, 2.5 year run of the Ultimate Warrior where he was really fucking hot. Was it 3 years?
He was really hot, I would say, from late 88 until he left in 91.
Okay, whatever the fuck. And then there was nostalgia, as we will recall, in 96.
Will you please see what those boys are up to?
Introducing WWF Wrestling Buddies. Wrestling Buddies from Tonka. Funk 'em, bop 'em. Wrestling Buddies are looking for action.
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Nothing, Dad. Drop
Who do you think you are?
Dad, Hulk Hogan!
Wrestling Buddies want to be your buddy.
Henry, what's going on up there?
Nothing, dear.
WWF Wrestling Buddies, new from Tonka. Each sold separately.
Our first question this week here on the show, sent to cornydrive-thru@gmail.com from Justin in Brooklyn. I wanted to ask you about Roddy Piper, since he never won the WWF title, even though he was the top heel during his run and a great rival to Hulk Hogan. I know Hulk said he never gave him the title because he could not trust him to return the favor. But how do you think Roddy Piper would have been as the WWF champion during the mid-1980s?
Well, I love Hogan also. He says, well, I never gave him the title because I couldn't trust him to return the favor. It was Vince's fucking choice from the word go. Hogan could veto things, but if Hogan had come up to Vince and said, hey, I want to put the belt on Piper, and not like those words would have ever been said, but and Vince said no, that would have been the end of it. Roddy was the antagonist. Roddy was the heel. Roddy didn't ever want to do that job because he knew that it would kill his heat, but I don't think he was worried about being the champion or having the belt either. It was better the way they did it. You know, at the time that Roddy switched babyface, he was already doing movies. At that point, I don't think that, you know, I mean, if Vince had twisted his arm, he may have taken it for the money, but do you get the idea that Roddy was ever worried about whether he got the belt or not? It was always the spot that he had and keeping his heat, and that's why he never did the job to Hogan.
I believe so, and it really is remarkable considering Piper was the big deal. He was the rival of Hulk Hogan on Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoon show. He was the big star heel opposite Hogan, and they never really had an extended feud. They never really had an extended program of matches. It's only a handful of matches. Piper refused to put him over. I mean, it really is remarkable he did that, and Vince kept him around because he was that big.
And man,
well, yeah, that's it. Because you know, Roddy was, if it wasn't 1A and 1B, it was a close 1 and 2. You know, but Piper knew that if he worked long programs with Hogan, it would mean doing multiple jobs to Hogan.
There's as much chaos outside
but Roddy could be, as long as he didn't get beat and have that steam taken off of him and never got his mouth shut, he could be an antagonist to everybody at some point in time, and he was good enough and meant enough for ticket sales and just the whole package, the television, the matches, the whole 9 yards, that Vince wasn't going to fuck with him over. But see, the thing is, he was smart. Other guys in that top heel position, they would have politicked for a run with Hogan. They would have politicked for a run with the belt. And, you know, Hogan was right. Well, could he trust... I think he could have trusted Piper. If Piper had ever agreed to win the belt from him, he probably would have dropped it to him as long as Hogan didn't jerk him around either beforehand or in the interim.
Right, he wasn't shoving it.
Right. But other guys, as I said, would have politicked for a run with the belt, and then I'll drop it back. But Roddy wasn't worried about getting the belt. He was more worried about keeping his heat and keeping his aura. So if he didn't ask for the belt, he was never going to have to lose it. Hogan, he was very smart, but his biggest rivals in people's minds, he never got his job back. Well, he did. I get, they finally got him back for Warrior in WCW. That's why they brought him in. But
we should do a watch along with that. That's one of the worst matches in history of WCW.
It was way too late. It was like the, you know, Joe Besser of fucking comebacks at that point. And he never beat Piper. But you know, anyway, that's the thing is that I think Piper was smart in the way that he stayed over. He was different than everybody else, and because he could talk, he could get away with it. He didn't need the belt.
Is there any scenario you think Piper would have been good as a touring NWA champion?
You gotta believe this one's over. The challenger's taking on some offense. So much on the line.
I don't think so. Because I don't think that Roddy would have wanted to work that fucking hard night after night.
Nasty impact.
And also, what made him best would have hurt him not being in a territory regularly and just going from place to place. He needed to, I don't say he needed to. He was a good worker, but he wasn't an old NWA world champion style worker where he'd have a classic match with every local challenger, no matter how good or not, and you know, get them over stronger even and beating them afterwards. He was a great heel, and he became a really over babyface because of the talent that he had as a heel. But he needed to do those interviews and get heat verbally, and then needed to be exposed in the place where he could get the wins and get the heat in the ring, and people were familiar with his idiosyncrasies and etc. You know, he was one of those guys. He could have worked, and did actually on a couple of occasions, multiple territories on top at the same time. He was top talent in the Carolinas and doing the Atlanta TV in Georgia. But just to come in and out, he wasn't that kind of guy, and it wouldn't have been his strengths. And plus, like I said, you know, at one point there, we talked about the word in the business that I got at the time was that he had got mad and he and Ole had a blow up, and he fucking left and went to Pensacola because then he could fucking stay home or on the beach till 5:30 every day and do his fucking coke when he wanted to. I don't think he wanted to fucking have Flair's schedule and be at a different state every night of the goddamn month and never have a day off.
While Roddy Piper never got the World Championship, he could have had a painting of him with the belt if he ever felt like he deserved to have it.
Bold move.
Wonderful segue, oh great Brian Last. And actually, I do have an email from one of the Cult of Cornette listeners about that fine company, Paint Your Life, which is from David, who says, "Hi, Jim and Brian. I just wanted to say thank you for bringing Paint Your Life to my attention. My fiance's mom passed away when she was only 16, so she wasn't able to see her granddaughter, who is about to turn 2. Our anniversary is coming up in December, and Paint Your Life gave me an idea for a great anniversary gift. A painting of her mom standing behind her and the baby smiling at both. Thanks again for bringing this great idea to my attention." And then also he goes on to a string of pornography about the current occupant of the White House, but I won't go into that. But we talked about them before. The folks at paintyourlife.com can paint a picture of any, not only any moment or person in your life, but they can bring them together even if they didn't originally exist that way. They can combine different photos of different family members or people, loved ones or relatives, friends, whatever, in the same photo. The deal is you work with a team of world-class artists and you get all the details down, and then you order the custom-made hand-painted portrait, which that process takes less than 5 minutes, and you get it in about 3 weeks, and you can send them any picture, whether a picture of yourself, your kids, family, special place, a pet. They'll work off that, or you can, as I said, combine different photos of people into one painting, so you can bring the generations together. Anyway, especially now that everybody's locked down. You can't see all your family members unless you live with them, and then sometimes you probably wouldn't want to see them that much. But if you've got family members far away that want to remember what you look like or vice versa, go to paintyourlife.com. And if you don't love the final painting, the money is refunded, guaranteed, and as a limited time offer, you can get 20% off right now and free shipping. Text the word DRIVE, D-R-I-V-E, to 64,000. That's 64000. Text DRIVE to 64,000, and you'll get 20% off and free shipping at a fine quality portrait at paintyourlife.com. Paint Your Life. Celebrate the moments that matter the most. What moment matters the most to you, Brian?
Oh, jeez. I'm not sure how much he has left.
The moment this show is over with. That's where I thought you would probably go with. So let's work in that direction.
These guys feel no love for each other. Here's another look. That's what I love about the WWE. A match that lives up to expectation, but still finds a way to surprise us. Full stop. He's going to want to make sure he saves every minute of this match for his personal highlight reel, because he was on fire in this one.
Here is your winner, and the new European champion, Roddy Piper.
Kicking off tonight with an impressive victory.
If that's the type of action we're going to get all night long, I can't wait to see the rest of the card unfold.
Plenty more action still to come here tonight.